I think last year we had a couple of mantras. One of them was something I grew up with my family, and with my own children, we have a saying that it takes a family to run a family. And last year, we certainly took on the mantra of it takes a team to run a team. And if we looked at our school community like that, my leadership team was amazing. Everybody stepped up to help. And I don't just mean the official leadership team either. It was really a lot of the key stakeholders in the school, teachers' aides, administration staff, teachers, leaders, families stepped up, system support. So we really felt like we were supported and nobody was left alone to make all the decisions, that we did some very quick, creative and collaborative problem solving. And we also pushed the idea of initiative, because sometimes there were solutions to problems that we hadn't thought of as a leadership team. But other key stakeholders in the community had some great ideas as well. Some of them we could do, some of them we couldn't. The other thing that we tried really hard to do, and I know every school is exactly the same, we tried really hard to be clear with our communication and upfront. Like, this is our plan, this is what we plan to do. Sometimes things changed at the last minute, but I think the parents felt confident that we knew that we had a plan of what was going to happen, considering all the changes that were happening across the world. I think it was a really good opportunity last year to stop and reflect too. And you don't always get that opportunity in education. It was a good, I think it was a good point in time to reflect on what really does make a difference in education.
It's an interesting point, isn't it? The opportunity in the midst of all that sort of chaos, and you don't stop and look back. Yeah, I hadn't thought about it like that.
So we took it as an opportunity to refine what it is exactly that is important, what makes a difference in education. And there were some things that we could let go. And this was a great point in time to do that and to refocus on what made a difference. We talk a lot about visible learning, but we found once we flipped to online learning, it became visible teaching too. So our teaching was in front of all of the parents all of the time as well. So that was a really good opportunity to display what it is. And we got lots of appreciation from parents about how hard our teachers are working, which was fantastic. I think that we probably had to let go of that idea of this is just a whole school day transferred online. What was it that was really crucial to get across? And what do we value? When you do belief statements, if we believe then, so if we believed that a little bit of literacy and numeracy every day was really important, but through a Catholic worldview, but if we truly believe in holistic education and play-based pedagogy is a big part of our school, that had to continue when we flipped online as well. So how do we be adaptive and ensure that message got out to all of the community? So play was it was a great opportunity to make that really visible, and not just play in itself, but playful learning to make the learning engaging for the students, which is not always easy when you're online to get that. We didn't want to change our pedagogy back to didactic. I'm going to teach and you're going to listen. How do you engage students when you're using different platforms? So that student voice and student engagement became another challenge for us, but I think we found some good ways to overcome that and some playful learning ways as well in terms of videos and Seesaw and sharing things on Facebook. So there were lots of ways we could communicate and be playful with our learning without letting go of that, what we truly believe about what makes great practice and what is good pedagogy as well.
And I like the way you're using the sort of royal we all the time. It's just not about you. You, and we talk about teams. It
takes a team to run a team, and that was in some ways it was quite cathartic, because I felt like it wasn't all on my shoulders. Sometimes the crunch does come down to you have to make a decision moving forward, but then I felt like if I made a decision, I had a team behind me that made it happen.
Probably a good sort of segue into the last part. Like, looking back, what did you learn as it's changed your understanding of leading?
Yeah, so I going back to the team and the we as well, that in future, I would be really cognizant of having a balance on my leadership team as well, and a balance across the whole community, and valuing every voice, because it was an opportunity. I know one of the priorities as a system is that everyone's a leader, but it was a great opportunity to see there is opportunities for initiative and everybody to step up as leaders. We had a really strong focus last year on formative assessment, and if we're going to measure what we truly value, there are way more opportunities than just a summative assessment at the end of a unit of work to do that. So how do we capture learning in real time for our students? So that's going to be something we're taking into the future as well. And also, I think last year it became really evident that we have to be really clear about our core business and communicating that with parents as well. So that communication of learning is our focus through videos and things like that is something that we'll take forward with us in the future.